Welcome to this explainer. Today we're doing something a bit radical. We are going to completely dismantle a very common, very dangerous illusion, the illusion of peace. And we're going to construct the true architecture of unity right in its place. Because look, this isn't just about how to run a corporate meeting. This is literally the bedrock of how we sustain our families, our communities, and our institutions.
So let's dive right in by asking a pretty provocative question. It's one that really challenges how most leaders and organizations view conflict. Think about it. When a group is completely quiet, when nobody's arguing or raising a single concern, do we actually have harmony? Or is harmony without justice merely silence? It's a crucial distinction, right? We all naturally crave stability, but history proves over and over that we often go about getting it the entirely wrong way.
See, a lot of people confuse peace with silence. But honestly, silence is often just a quiet cemetery. Voices aren't heard, problems get dodged, and resentment is just secretly growing beneath the surface. Real harmony is active. It demands the absolute courage of honesty, accountability, and most importantly, trust. You can have a family sitting dead silent around a dinner table carrying decades of resentment, or a company that simply forbids pushback and calls it unified. That is not harmony. That's just a temporary suppression of the truth.
The blueprint. To actually build enduring harmony, we need a rock-solid blueprint, and it all comes down to this unbreakable causal chain. This is the core maxim for our entire explainer today. Without justice, there is no trust. Without trust, there is no unity. Notice the exact order there. Unity isn't the foundation you just start with. It's the end result. It's the roof of the house, not the floor.
Layer 1. Justice.
The foundation of this whole thing is justice. And a quick clarification here, justice isn't just about punishment. When we hear that word, we instantly picture a courtroom or a penalty, right? But in human relationships, justice is simply fairness. It's the absolute assurance that principles matter more than personalities, and that the rules apply equally to everyone, literally everyone, regardless of their status, their wealth, or their influence. Justice is the ultimate stabilizer. It's what stops authority from turning into arbitrary tyranny.
The power of this kind of justice is absolutely immense, because it creates true legitimacy. Think about it. People can lose an argument. They can even completely disagree with a final decision, but they will still respect the outcome if they believe the process was fair. Without that bedrock foundation of fairness, harmony is just an act. But with it, harmony becomes reality. The absolute strongest societies aren't the ones that avoid conflict. They're the ones that have built systems capable of resolving it fairly.
Layer 2. Trust. Now we move up to the invisible currency, trust. You can't touch it, you definitely can't buy it, and crucially, you cannot demand or legislate it into existence. It has to be earned slowly through consistent fairness. When trust is actually there, it lets disagreements just be disagreements rather than blowing up into these massive structural divisions. But the very second people sniff out a hidden agenda or see the rules being selectively enforced, that currency evaporates, gone. We've all seen what happens when leaders panic and try to force unity. Usually it's because they're terrified of division, so they prioritize keeping up appearances over actual principles. But that sparks a total cascade of negative effects. They tell everyone to just move on or stay quiet. Well, unresolved issues don't just magically vanish. They go underground. They set up shop rent-free in everyone's heads. This breeds intense cynicism. It creates suspicion, and it practically guarantees people will mentally and emotionally check out.
This brings us to a really powerful realization. The absence of conflict is not proof of health. If your community has zero conflict, it's probably not because everything is flawless. It is often just proof that people have completely given up. They no longer believe their voices matter at all, so they stop trying. They've stopped trusting the system entirely.
Layer 3. Unity. So here is the ultimate result. But we really have to distinguish between fake unity and true unity. Trying to manufacture unity through pressure or forced silence only creates compliance. It's mandated, it's quiet, and it's built on fear. Sure, people might play along on the outside, but that is not unity. True unity is organic. It only happens when people voluntarily commit to a common purpose purely because they genuinely trust the institution and they trust each other.
A timeless principle.
And this isn't some trendy new management theory. It's a timeless human truth. It's wild how consistent human nature is. Way back in 380 BC, Plato was teaching that justice is the foundation of a properly ordered society.
Aristotle quickly backed that up, saying it's what bonds communities together. Fast forward to 1780, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius is hammering home that rulers have to act on reason and fairness, not personal preference. All the way up to the architects of modern republics, the core lesson is identical. Legitimacy depends on equal rules. We instinctively trust fairness, and we deeply distrust favoritism.
Genuine brotherhood. So, what does this require of us on a personal level? Well, genuine brotherhood, genuine community, it's tough. A lot of folks think it means never arguing or unconditionally covering for your friends no matter what they do. Actually, scratch that. True community demands honesty over avoidance and accountability over protection. A real community member doesn't just turn a blind eye to wrongdoing because it's convenient, because without truth, brotherhood is just a hollow slogan. Without justice, it's literally just favoritism.
Building enduring harmony. Okay, so how do we practically apply this and move from that fragile illusion of peace to actual enduring harmony? 4 steps. First, establish crystal clear principles. Second, and this is by far the hardest, apply those principles consistently to absolutely everyone, no exceptions. Third, you have to create an environment where people can actually raise concerns without being terrified of retaliation. And fourth, always place truth above convenience. Do this, and you build an incredibly resilient culture where holding someone accountable isn't an insult. It's the highest expression of respect because you're showing confidence that they can meet the standard.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to anchor us right back to our central maxim. If you take one thing away, let it be this logical progression. Without justice, there is no trust. Without trust, there is no unity. Pull out that bottom block of justice, and the whole structure of your organization or your family gets shaky. Peace imposed by silence, that's temporary, but peace grounded in justice, that can endure for generations.
So, I'll leave you with this to chew on. Take a hard look at the institutions in your own life, your workplace, your community, your family. Are you just maintaining a fragile illusion of silence, dodging the hard truths just to keep the peace? Or are you doing the gritty, courageous work of building an unshakable foundation of justice? Remember, true unity is always earned. It is never imposed. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this gives you the blueprint to build real, lasting trust in your own life.